Welcome everyone to the 18th Annual Tallgrass Film Festival. Thank you sponsors and thank you to our viewers who are joining us virtually. If you are enjoying yourself, let everyone know on Facebook and Instagram and tag us at Tallgrass Film and hashtag Tallgrass 2020. Welcome Hell on Earth director Ryan Edwards.
Oh,
So tell us a bit about yourself.
I'm from Wichita, Kansas. I grew up there my whole life. Went to Wichita Collegiate School. I'm now in my first year at USC Film School, and I'm currently living in LA.
Awesome. So have you've directed obviously other films. So how was this experience making this short film different from those other experiences?
This one was different, and it ended up benefiting me. It was in connection to a class, so I had a hard deadline and related to dates. So basically, I had to film it all within like a day, and a lot of things went wrong. Originally, it takes place in an office depot in the end, but the original push was for it to be in a party city because I hate Party City, and other people also hate the vibes of Party City. They immediately like just were like, get out of here, like get your cameras out of here. So furthered my hate, but it was like all rushed, all just like falling, but it just all fell together. But it was a very hectic day.
Yeah. So how did you keep track of all those moving parts? Because there's a lot of different things going on in it.
Yeah, it was one where it's just like throwing in at one point there's like a lot of stuff in the movie that some just didn't make it to the end. So there was a lot of moving parts that didn't make it on. Like there was an animation sequence at one point that didn't make it, and just like it was just an amalgamation. And then I think it ended up being better than if I had kept track of everything. Like I think the end result was much better than my original plan.
Awesome. So what kind of movies or films have you seen that you translated into this short film?
That short film was inspired by works of like Luis Buñuel and Salvador Dali, like Un Chien Andalou, but also one that less, I guess, more emotionally, but it maybe less in how it's structured. The big one was Wild Strawberries by Ingmar Bergman, was another big one. And then also just in general, kind of the works of like Charlie Kaufman. That kind of psychological, philosophical was also a factor. And then just in general, early German expressionist films like Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
Mhm. So, this film has a dreamlike essence to it, at least to me. So, how did you figure out how to pull that off?
I think it was just like a factor of a lot of different things, but I think there's also in one of my many unintentional good things that there's a very structure of like boxes that people have pointed out that it's a very box based like all of the things. I was just because I had to get none of the brand names. And then so like the front door said Office Depot and other places had the logos. So I ended up just going to the back in a room I don't know if I was supposed to be in, or at least one of the doors shown. So then it kind of just makes it feel like distance and far away just because I was forced to go out of like what's the public part of a store because they were just cabinets. And uh yeah, so it just really, and all those kind of buildings, those kind of stores like Office Depot or Hobby Lobby, they all just, I think in real life just have a terrible weird vibe to them. And so I think just even if you're in there normally, it feels really weird.
So, would you say you were kind of propelled by the weird vibes in these types of stores?
Yeah, that, and so that just became like kind of an inspiration for the film as far as like one angle is just, I think they're so weird because it's like a place where no one even theoretically is happy. You know,
Mhm.
like no one's like, oh boy, Office Depot. And none of the workers are like, oh boy, Office Depot. So I think it's just a really like it's a like a complete emotional dead space within our society, which I think is just kind of an interesting, funny thing.
So, how did you choose the music?
The music, I had a former also former Tallgrass EPA, who plays cello, did that. I just grabbed my grandfather's guitar that I had. I just played just random notes. And then with the audio, it was just an old recording of my grandfather and uncle. And at normal speed, it's just a distorted, just them talking about Halloween very normally, where back in like the 70s, just a home tape that the tape player was broken. So it's like slowed down. So I just record that. So then all the music I could own and distribute much more easily.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that that was like an actual like family kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did what is your hell on earth per se?
I mean, definitely Party City would be up there. It's just like really uncomfortable. I mean, there's a lot of different. It's that really like it's that terrible mix of like clean and not clean, like an airplane, because it's all like industrialized and it feels so gross. And I feel that way about places like Party City. It's always the weird tile floor. There's like there's some grocery stores it applies to. Um, and so I think just those kinds of areas of like complete shared discomfort, you know? Like no
Mhm.
one goes to relax in those kind of places. Everybody's just upset. And so I think just really that would be my hell on earth would be legitimately just being trapped in there.
Oh gosh, I could not imagine. What about the film are you most proud of?
Um, One, I got probably at least my oldest brother trying to pierce for a shot. My mom doesn't, but I probably had the most family members I've had in a film, which I was just good to use the family labor. But
Yeah.
that basically was also all COVID safe, which is another good thing of that. It really fits well with that there is exclusively people who only by being related to me pretty much making the film. So just to kind of involve all of those. So like the older version of the main character we see is just like my dad.
Mhm.
I just woke him up and asked to film.
That is literally amazing. I love how this was really like a family kind of oriented project. So then, what can we expect from you in the future?
Um, Probably something just different. You know, I try to keep myself on my toes, do very stylized pieces. So one thing, a bigger project. I mean, there's that's going in some festivals called Not Clickbait that I made with other EPA people. But one project, at least mentally, working on would be a much bigger budget short western with some USC people. So that would be a much bigger scale than anything I had done, but that may be like down the line.
So do you have anything to say to our viewers?
Uh, Support Tallgrass. I feel like the experience. Share online.
Okay, well, thank you.
You're